This is Northeast Michigan's best news source. You're waking up to WBKB Early Morning, your first look at news, weather, and sports. This is Early Morning.
A house on Crapo Street in Alpena sustained significant damage after a fire yesterday afternoon. Plus, the Alpena City Council has decided on the new water and sewer rates that will take effect May 1st. And Northern Lights Arena has an exciting announcement regarding the upcoming spring and summer months. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Reed. For a first look at the weather, let's check in with meteorologist Adam Clavon.
Good morning, Ashley. A much warmer start this Tuesday than what we saw Monday. 19 degrees, south-southeast winds are at 12 miles per hour. You do have a lot of clouds out there, and we'll notice a lot of them throughout the afternoon. Look at that real field temperature, still at 5 degrees, so don't be really confused about this 19. It's actually feeling like it's 5 degrees, and we will see that the cold conditions, they will stick around through most of the morning with the very gusty winds that we have. But we do have a few flurries making their way throughout the region right now with a little weak piece of energy. All of this will move off towards the east. Not going to be expecting a lot out of this. It is not until late tonight and into Wednesday that things start to become a little more dicey for us in terms of our weather, and we can see more of the freezing rain, and then even snow by late Wednesday. Let's go ahead and take a look at what will be happening today. Highs will be on the warm side, a good 10 degrees above average, 43 degrees for us in Alpena before it's dropping off in the upper 20s tonight, and then here comes that moisture. And first, it should start off as maybe some flurries and freezing rain before getting closer to rain by early Wednesday.
Thanks, Adam. Well, Alpena City and Township Fire Departments responded to a fire at the 200th block of Crapo Street late yesterday afternoon. Around 3 p.m., fire crews responded to the home and found heavy smoke pouring out of the ground floor. Both the basement and ground floor were ventilated with a fan to exhaust heat and smoke from the structure before crews could proceed with extinguishing the fire. The exact cause of the fire is still unknown, but it is believed to have started in the basement.
Right now it's still under investigation. We do have an area of origin in the house. We just haven't tracked down the cause yet. Fire crews will be going back tomorrow and be doing further investigation.
4 residents and 5 dogs live in the home. The residents weren't home at the time, but all 5 dogs were inside in kennels. 3 were saved by rescue crews. 1 had to be resuscitated. 2 are currently unaccounted for. Neighbors that were on scene yesterday afternoon said that they called authorities and residents as soon as they saw the smoke.
I seen smoke rolling out, so I knocked on the door, realized they weren't home. I came over to Nancy's house next door. I knew that they knew the neighbors, so they could call.
I opened the back door. I already knew that I went to the front door, couldn't get the front door open, and I called the owner. He said, see if you can get my dogs out. And I couldn't. I went up the steps, she couldn't even breathe, and then the door was really hot. So I went back out and I smashed the window on the side. He was trying to call him, and then he says, oh, the kids put him in the kennel or something.
Crews were on scene for 3 hours extinguishing the fire. The house sustained significant damage from heat and smoke on both levels. The investigation for cause is still ongoing. Alpena City Council had a big night last night as they made new proposals for the water and sewer rates. And maybe it was the luck of the Irish, but the council finally made a decision last night after much deliberation and a pretty split decision. The final vote ended in a 4-1 count with Councilman Nowak on the opposing side of the new decision for the 2-year implementation of the water and sewer increases. The 2-year plan will phase in the commodity charge increases at $9.74 the first year and then $10.30 the second. The ready-to-serve charge will remain $10 each year, and the billing will remain to quarterly statements. The council believes that this decision was made after taking as many residents' concerns into account as possible, while still looking out for their infrastructure and future needs.
We did take a lot of input from citizens and what they felt was appropriate, and as far as not implementing a monthly bill, saving some charges on services of that nature, and if spreadsheet after spreadsheet of what Rich and Greg have provided to us, after looking over all of that and finally coming to something that I do believe is going to be implemented at a point that citizens can adjust their usage if need be.
The only difference between the 2 different plans that were on the table was the phase-in of the ready-to-serve charge, which Mayor Walagora says he felt wasn't right knowing how it was calculated and what the city needs to maintain its infrastructure. The new rates will go into effect May 1st. And Northern Lights Arena has an exciting announcement regarding the upcoming spring and summer months. For the first time since 2010, the arena will be staying open all summer long. One of the ice rinks inside will be taken down. However, the other rink will be available for open skates, hockey games, and other skating events. The area being cleared out will also be used for events such as car shows and a circus later this spring. NLA is excited about what this means for the community.
We've got a lot of people that are excited to have ice this summer and just looking forward to having it available. And so we're looking forward to it.
Arena officials say that prices to rent the ice will also drop for the summer to encourage more usage. Several groups have already expressed interest in renting out the rink for hockey tournaments in July. For more information or to reserve ice time, visit www.northernlightsarena.com. And the Friends of the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary received a nice donation yesterday. The marketplace at Alpena donated $411 to the organization. All of the money came from tips they have received at their coffee bar throughout the year. This is the first time the marketplace has done this. Employees say the Friends of the Sanctuary help to provide fantastic programs for children in the area.
We just love what they're doing at the National Marine Sanctuary. We're so happy that they're a part of our community. We love to support them. So we're thrilled to be able to support them in a small way that we can.
The sanctuary is funded with federal dollars and some state money as well. The Friends of the Sanctuary help provide additional dollars for a variety of activities.
Time of the year, a big part of what we do is student activities of a variety of kinds. So my suspicion is that $411, which is very much appreciated, it's their tip money. And that tip money will end up being part of what we do with youth between now and the end of the school year.
The money goes toward bus transportation for students, materials for groups to build ROVs, displays, and demonstrations. Out of the 60,000 to 70,000 people that enter the sanctuary every year, the largest single group is young people. And with spring upon us, that means summer's almost here. Wishful thinking maybe, but it's never too early to prepare for the summer, which means gearing up for the big Alpena fireworks show. The Alpena Area Chamber of Commerce made great headway on Friday as they stood out on Prentice Street in Alpena to kick off button sales to benefit the fireworks show. Each sold for $5, and they were certainly great sports about it. Ashley DeFisher from the Chamber was trying to stay warm. The Chamber provided us with this little home video from Friday. Even though it was cold, they said the sales were more than worth it. This year they are hoping to have smoother fundraising than last.
Actually ended up getting more than we needed. Last year was a little trickier because we did the fireworks fundraising for 4th of July and also the hog rally as well. But we definitely did come out ahead. Our businesses and the community really come together for this, and that's what we need. So.
Last year, they had an $1,800 surplus, which will be put toward this year's fireworks. Buttons will be available at various locations in Alpena, and the next big event will be May 3rd at Walmart, Purchase, and Neiman's, where volunteers will be stationed for a drive-in buy button sale. Their goal for the year is $21,500. And the 2014 Pure Michigan National TV Advertising Campaign launched yesterday on national cable channels and network television. The campaign will feature 2 new ads, Open Roads and Summer Breeze, with the budget for this 2014 campaign totaling $13 million. Pure Michigan ads will air on the network channels for NBC, CBS, and ABC. The first time a Michigan tourism advertising campaign will air on network television.
The Pure Michigan campaign is a metrics measured campaign. It shows that it's bringing in about $6 for every dollar that the state of Michigan brings in, and this is very easily to meter and metrics through sales tax revenues, hotel stays, camping stays, and the likes. So it's very, very important for us, and it's very, very important for our economy. Here in Northeast Michigan, it is the second biggest industry that we have. And again, we're going to show off what we are, get you here, and tell you to move your business here.
The national campaign will start with Pure Michigan brand spots, and then national partner ads will be added to the rotation April 7th. Pure Michigan is a brand representing business, talent, and tourism initiatives across the state. You can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night, or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV. Sports is next with Shannon McGrattan. The NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament Selection Show was last night. She'll tell you where Michigan State was seated. Stay right here on WBKB 11 for all that and more as the news continues.
St. Patrick's Day brings out all kinds of festivities. There are concerts, bands, and even hockey games. Last night, the Alpena Flyers and Street Cats met in an end-of-the-season game that had the luck of the Irish even on the ice. Green Dye covering the rink in spirits of yesterday. Flyers try to test the junior team early. First period, Wildcat goalie Jesse Ballore makes a big save, but shortly after, Savelli Skirkin hits net. Street Cats up 1. Still in the first, Rhett Limback jumps on the breakaway, but Alexander Shishkin is there for a save of his own. The junior team back on offense. Gregory Ankansov makes it 4-0 after 1 period. Out of the break, Zach Konjorski looks to put the Flyers on the board, but the Russians were too much. Vladislav Kasanov gets his 5th goal of the night. The Street Cats head west to play the Hounds in the Midwest Junior Hockey League semifinals this weekend. Taking a look at game times, it'll be the best of 3 matchup with the winner moving on to the finals the last weekend of March. Game time on Friday and Saturday is set for 7 in Traverse City with the possibility of a game Sunday at 1. Throughout this winter sports season, we saw athleticism all over the basketball court. From buzzer beater buckets to long threes, high school athletes really pulled out all the shots to help their teams get the win. The next 3 videos are WBKB's Plays of the Season, which you, the viewer, can vote on after the show. Starting the plays right here in town, back on February 4th, the Wildcats look to continue their current 8-game winning streak against TC West. In the third, Alpena up 13. Senior Caleb Smith going solo down the court, backhanding that layup. Taking another look, Smith throws this one into the basket before going to the line. The Cats would continue their winning streak, topping the Titans 72-55. Over in Hillman on January 9th, the Tigers look to hand the Thunderbolts their first loss of the season. Start of the game, Gunnar Libby taking his time on offense before he twists his way into a 3, cutting his team's deficit to 13-7 after 1 quarter. Rewinding this play, Libby easily drains the long ball, helping Hillman beat Mayo 58-55, starting the Tigers' 17-game winning streak that they carried to the regional finals. Ending our plays of the season in Alcona, the Tigers on a run early against the Owls. Keeping the ball in play is Maddie Feldheiser to Megan Quick before Kendra Cole converts the short bounce pass into a 3. Going back, Oscoda giving Alcona a hard time, but the Tigers are able to continue an 11-point run, winning their 8th straight game at the hands of the Owls. As I mentioned earlier, you, the viewer, can vote on your favorite play of the season. If you'd like to rewatch any of these 3 videos, go to our website, WBKB11.com/sports. Voting can be done via email, Facebook, or you can retweet or favorite these videos on our Twitter page. All that information is on your screen. Remember, which play wins is entirely up to you, the viewer. Voting will end Thursday night at 11:59 p.m., so be sure to tune into WBKB News at 6 and 11 Friday to find out which play was voted the #1 this winter sports season. We've been talking a lot about the NCAA men's basketball tournament, but last night the focus turned to the women, with their tournament brackets being announced. The ladies of Michigan State receiving a bid for the 6th straight season. This will be the program's 14th NCAA appearance. The women won their 4th Big Ten regular season title, tying Penn State with a 13-3 record. State will tip off with 12 seed Hampton at 12:30 on Sunday, March 23rd in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Taking a look at other Big Ten teams in the tournament, Penn State received a #3 seed after its 22-7 season. The Nittany Lions play Wichita State Sunday at 12:30. Going over to Los Angeles, Nebraska and Fresno State will meet in the first round Saturday at 4. The Cornhuskers have a #4 seed and the Bulldogs are seeded 13th. In Indiana, 4 seed Purdue plays 13 seed Akron Saturday at 1:30. The winner of that game will go on to play either Oklahoma or Florida Gulf Coast University on Monday, March 24th. And wrapping up the 5 Big Ten teams in the tournament, Iowa received a #6 seed. The 26-8 Hawkeyes will play 27-6 Red Fox at 8 on Sunday. Winner goes on to play either Louisville or Idaho. That's it for your sports this morning. Ashley, back to you.
Thanks, Shannon. For a look at what we can expect outside today, let's turn it back over to meteorologist Adam Claiborne. Adam?
Okay, Ashley, we are first going to take a look at how temperatures are faring this morning. They are cool, but not quite as cold as what we started off last morning. 19 degrees in Alpena, 23 in Tawas City, and sitting at 9 in Gaylord. It is nice to be on the positive side of that 0-degree mark. And as we take a look at temperatures across the rest of the nation, you can see back here into Minneapolis, we are at 33 degrees, 49 at Omaha. Warm air making its way in here from the Midwest, and we'll feel more of that by the afternoon, as highs should be making their way in the upper 30s and the lower 40s for us here across northeast Michigan. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the radar. This is what is going to be the main story as we head over the next 24 hours. For right now, just seeing some flurries making their way through northern portions of lower Michigan, and not going to be expecting much from this, and not even going to be expecting a dusting. That will push out of here throughout the morning. We will keep the clouds around for most of the day, and it's not until later tonight, as you can see, all the moisture connecting back to the system, the main system back here into Minnesota and down into Iowa. That will make its way here by late tonight, and we'll see more of maybe a chance of freezing rain and sleet as we get closer to the 3 to 4 a.m. hour. But let's go ahead and take a look at current winds. You can see that they are coming pretty briskly off of Lake Huron, 7 miles per hour, and Oscoda 12 miles per hour in Alpena, and sitting at 6 in Houghton Lake, and that is making it feel really chilly outside as we are at 6 degrees in Alpena and 9 in Rogers City. As we looked at the air temperatures a little bit earlier, yeah, don't let those fool you, because it really feels like this if you are going to be heading out there. What's ahead for us throughout the day? Partly cloudy skies during the morning, overcast and cool throughout the afternoon, as highs will be a little chilly, but still mild for this time of the year, and then getting a little icy by tonight as that system does make its way in, and it will start to provide some light freezing rain, but still it doesn't look like it's going to be too much, so we'll continue to keep a lookout on that for you as we head throughout the day. Area of high pressure just to our northeast, really going to be providing cooler air, but on the eastern side or on the western side of it, we're starting to get that milder air mass back into our neck of the woods. And as we take a look at futurecast, noticing how the winds, they stick around, the frigid air, that is fading away. And then we'll be noticing more clouds throughout the afternoon. This stripe of snow well up to the north, but it's not until tonight that we notice that next system bringing in the mixed precipitation. And then the center of it just off to our west, when it will be bringing in cold air from the west and also starting to provide more snow showers by Thursday. As we look at our high today, 43 degrees, dropping off to 27 by tonight. Our overnight temperature will be at 27, and we'll see a few flurries early on before changing over to light freezing rain, southeast winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Our extended outlook, one more day in the 40s before things really cool off Thursday through Sunday, as we'll be back in the middle 20s and lows in the lower teens.
Thank you, Adam. It's certainly nice waking up to not so frigid temperatures. You can tune in tonight for WBKB 11 News at 6. We'll have updates in news, sports, and weather. Lindsay Adeluca will have your news. Meteorologist Adam Claiborne will have the weather. And Shannon McGrath will have all your updates from the world of sports. When WBKB Early Morning returns after Russian President Vladimir Putin's latest decision regarding Crimea, the tension between the U.S. and Russia is the worst it's been since the Cold War. Good morning and welcome back. I'm Ashley Reed. In national news, it's the worst tension between Russia and the U.S. since the Cold War, and there are no signs of it cooling off. The latest development, Russia's president is shrugging off sanctions levied by the West. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette reports from New York.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a draft bill to annex Crimea. This despite the U.S. and Western allies announcing tough sanctions following Sunday's vote in Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula to become part of Russia.
We are imposing sanctions on specific individuals responsible for undermining the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and government of Ukraine.
Hours after President Obama announced the expanded sanctions, the Kremlin recognized Crimea as an independent country. The White House warned of further consequences.
There will be additional costs imposed on Russia if Russia does not change direction here when it comes to how it's handling the situation in Ukraine.
The vote in a region dominated by ethnic Russians was almost unanimous and brought celebrations in the streets. The U.S. maintains the referendum was illegal and not binding. Vice President Joe Biden is meeting with NATO allies in Europe today. Wendy Gillette for CBS News.
And Australian officials are comparing the hunt for a missing Malaysian airliner to that of finding a needle in a haystack. Dozens of nations are still trying to find the plane 11 days after it vanished. CBS's Susan McGinnis has the story from Washington.
U.S. Navy teams searching for Flight 370 are looking for any sign of the aircraft in the Indian Ocean.
So the radar will give me pictures of anything big on the water.
Investigators say the plane may be in one of these two corridors. The information is based on the last signal that was picked up by a satellite over the Indian Ocean.
Up in the north side, we should have seen something had it gotten into that airspace. So that's why I believe that most of the interest now is moving toward the south.
Malaysian officials say someone deliberately diverted the 777 on March 8th during its trip from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Investigators still are not sure who's to blame. Sources tell CBS News authorities have so far found nothing unusual in the pilot's background, nor on the flight simulator taken from his home. Authorities have also searched the home of the co-pilot. Malaysian officials believe he uttered the last words heard from the flight before it vanished. And this morning, China's ambassador to Malaysia said background checks of 154 Chinese passengers uncovered no ties to terrorism. Their relatives are demanding answers and say they want to meet directly with members of Malaysia's government. Susan McGinnis, CBS News.
Malaysian officials are now suggesting the last conversation the cockpit had with ground controllers may have occurred before any of the plane's communication systems were disabled. Coming up next on WBKB Early Morning, we'll have one last look at our weather. Welcome back. I'm Ashley Reed. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Adam Claiborne one more time for our last look at weather. Adam?
All right, thanks, Ashley. Again, at 19 degrees, south-southeast winds are at 12 miles per hour. You have clouds out there with some flurries across some of the region. 5 degrees is our real field temperature, so don't be confused by this 19. It will really trick you. It does not feel like 19. It feels more like 5 degrees outside. And as we take a look at our satellite and radar, well, this little weak piece of energy is moving its way on towards the east. See some light snow showers, especially as you go a little farther south in the state. For us, we'll continue to see the small opportunities for flurries throughout the morning before, as we get closer to the afternoon, skies should just be mostly cloudy, and it is not until tonight that we'll see this next disturbance making its way out of the central plains. We'll see that the moisture really starts to build up, and then by tonight we'll have an opportunity of maybe some freezing rain and then even some sleet. Although everything looks to be light, and throughout the afternoon, not going to expect any of that. 43 degrees, a good 10 degrees above average for our high, and then temperatures dropping off to the upper 20s tonight as that moisture does start to make its way in.
Thank you, Adam. Be sure to tune in tonight for WBKB 11 News at 6 for updates in news, sports, and weather. Lindsay Adeluca will have your news, meteorologist Adam Claiborne will have the weather, and Shannon McGran will have updates from the world of sports. Also, don't forget you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night. Or add us on Facebook, facebook.com/WBKBTV. That's all we have for you today on WBKB Early Morning. Thanks for watching. Good Morning America is up next.